Hello, everybody, and welcome to Week 5 of the Vikings 2023 NFL season. I'll be honest, I wasn't sure if there was going to be a show today. I haven't had a lot of time this week to really drill into what's going on in this week's game. And also, all the unrest in the Middle East. I mean, Israel-Palestine's getting a lot of the buzz, but also there's like a whole genocide going on between Azerbaijan and Armenia, and also there's like carpet bombings going on in Syria. So I mean, there's just a lot of sadness, and sometimes knowing that people are suffering makes it really hard to do a goofy YouTube show talking about football. Also, my laptop's not working that great. Anyway, there were a lot of reasons to maybe not do a show this week, but I do enjoy it, and I know some of you do too for reasons that are beyond me. So here I am. Just maybe as that stupid, annoying, throat singing iPhone titanium commercial plays for like the 73rd time during today's game, just we can all take a second to reflect on, our humanity and how we treat our neighbors. It's kind of a travesty that people are dying and suffering, and the collective first thought is, well, this is due to that political party doing that thing, and not just, hey, it's kind of that we treat other human beings this way. I don't really have a great segue into today's show. Hey, speaking of tragedies, how about that Vikings defense?
Red smoke, light the roofs to the Viking, let go. Let the bastards Byron, they know where they can go and come. Cause boundaries mean no to the veterans' heart. There's a wave coming in the name of a fucking revenant. Take what you wanna take what you want, and then pack up the bodies and push up the road, singing here we go.
All right, putting the gloominess aside, let's talk about the Vikings. The Vikings got their first win of the year last week against the Panthers, and it's about Shram time. It's probably pronounced Shrams, but for the pun, I had to take some liberties. So 2 weeks ago, because I didn't do one last week, I did the Shrams cherry mead. This week is the Black Agnes Black Currant mead. The font seemed very on point. Black Agnes Randolph successfully defended the Scottish castle of Dunbar from a 5-month siege by William Montague, the Earl of Salisbury. Black Agnes and her maids repeatedly taunted Montague during the siege. He withdrew June 10th, 1338, and later wrote, "She kept a stir in tower and trench, that brawling boisterous Scottish wench. Came I early, came I late, I found Agnes at the gate." Black Agnes, our kind of girl. Ken Schramm, produced and bottled by Schramm's Mead in Ferndale, Michigan. 14% alcohol by volume. So this week, the Vikings are going to have to be at the gate morning and night to keep Patrick Mahomes out. As you can see, the Black Currant Mead is a dark color. Skull feeleth there. The cherry mead, I got much more cherry on the finish. This one I get the honey mead sweetness for sure. That's like the predominant flavor. I would say there's a little tartness, but I don't know if I would. I guess now that I'm tasting it, yeah, maybe there is a little bit of that currant flavor. It's a good balance. It's a good mix of sweet and tart. I don't know if I'm quite as crazy about it as I was about the cherry mead, but overall it's pretty tasty. All right, there's a lot to talk about today, but it's all been much masticated, and I don't know if I have much to add to the conversation. The Vikings are taking on the Chiefs, who, yes, are the Super Bowl defending champs, but their season is going so well that Taylor Swift dating Travis Kelce is currently the biggest story coming out of their organization. It's hard to downplay Mahomes and Kelce. It just feels like the Chiefs are kind of lacking that indomitable talent and scheme that they've had in years past. I completely believe the Chiefs will be in the postseason and they'll be a postseason force to contend with. But right now, they seem to kind of be struggling to put it all together. They seem to be showing some flaws, which in years past, it's like it doesn't matter what you do against them. They're going to outscore you. They're going to win. Meanwhile, the Vikings, I believe, can hang with anybody. Offensively, they can put up the points. Oddly enough, last week was their worst game offensively, and it's the only game they've won this year. The first 3 games of the season, they were like top 1, 2, or 3 in most offensive metrics in terms of yards per play, expected points per play, yards, points, whatever. They were up there. Even with like the Dolphins, who are getting all the fanfare because they put up 70 points against the atrocious Broncos. And then last week, they looked pretty bad offensively, but managed to get it done against the Panthers. So which Vikings team do we get this week? I hope, because the Chargers game was kind of a letdown until like the last quarter in terms of like offensive fireworks. If the Chiefs are going to come into US Bank Stadium and put up points, I hope the Vikings match it. If we're going to lose, I hope we lose in a shootout, not some grindy, ugly, sloppy, a tight end or a running back falls into the end zone for 6 points and then a field goal. Like, no. I'm rooting for a fun game today. I also want to see Justin Jefferson break the single season receiving yards record. And the only way to do that is to consistently put up yards, and it's possible to do that against this Chiefs defense. Some things to look out for in today's game. Garrett Bradbury, the center, I believe is going to play after being healthy in practice during the week. He's talked about his back injury is keeping him from being 100%, but it'd be really good to have him back. He is the centerpiece of the offensive line, and God knows our offensive line needs all the help it can get. Travis Kelce is kind of the focal point currently of the Chiefs offense, but the rookie Rashee Rice and the woebegone wide receiver Kadarius Toney are also outlets. The Chiefs currently have like a 7 or 8 player rotation at wide receiver, so it's really impossible to call out any one receiver. It could be a Marquez Valdez-Scantling week. Who knows? But Rashee Rice and Travis Kelce are my people that I'm kind of focusing on. On the ground, Pacheco had a great week last week, and the Vikings are totally susceptible to the run, so maybe that's the route that the Chiefs go to get it done today. On the Vikings side, Justin Jefferson gets the headlines. TJ Hawkinson is a star tight end in the league who could certainly take advantage of some of the Chiefs' scheme issues on defense. But also, Jordan Addison, after goose-egging last week, I think has the potential to take advantage of a somewhat weak Kansas City Chiefs secondary. Addison is the one that I'm going to be looking to see if they can get him the ball, if the Chiefs sell out to stop Jefferson or Hawkinson or both. I don't have a ton of faith in Madison to get it done today, but if the Vikings get up early, this is kind of the game I could see him grinding out a good performance in. Either way, I think this is a really interesting matchup where either team could win. And I should mention, the game started with the Vikings being 6.5-point underdogs. And last time I checked, I want to say it was down to 3.5 points. So there is some money coming in on the Vikings side. And, the public is at least expecting the Vikings to keep it closer than they had right after the game's last. All right. To tie all this up, during some of the commercial breaks or during halftime, take a moment to appreciate the luxuries and the peace and the safety that we have, and consider how we can be better neighbors to those that we love, and even those that we don't like all that much. I guess that's the whole issue, right? Thank you for watching. Skål för there. And go Vikings.